Class 1A Division I matchup as Stamford was trying to make it back-to-back state titles in their third consecutive appearance here in the state championship game at AT&T Stadium right here, home of the Dallas Cowboys. Their opponent, Shiner, making their fourth appearance in the state title game. They were 2-1 in those championship games. How would this one turn out? Let's go to the highlights. One of the more misleading stats in football is time of possession. In fact, Stamford held the ball for only 10.5 of the 48 minutes. Of course, if you can score on one play, you only need the ball for 9 seconds. Quarterback Bo Wimberly tosses it up in the air. Bulldogs wide receiver James Washington sprints right by the Shiner secondary to catch the pass and runs it for a 63-yard score and a 7-0 Stamford lead midway through the first quarter. Shiner came right back as Marcus Coleman ran off a 53-yard touchdown scamper. That's 159 feet in case you were wondering. Game tied at 7 after one quarter. Coleman finished with 169 yards rushing for the game. Early second, Shiner takes the lead. Jacob Stafford with this 9-yard soft toss to Caleb Murrill to give the Region 4 champs a 14-7 lead. That would be his only touchdown pass of the game as he only completed 4 of 10 passes for 49 yards. Wimberly drove the Bulldogs down the field on the next Stamford drive with a couple of third down conversions. But on 3rd and 8 from the Shiner 14, he was intercepted in the end zone by Tyler Potek, and it would not take long for Shiner to cash in on that miscue. Stafford played extremely well in the opening 24 minutes. Here he rushes 32 yards to set his team up inside the Stamford red zone. A Marcus Coleman run put Shiner at the doorstep on the goal line, and Stafford capped it off with a 1-yard plunge to put the team in purple up 21-7 at halftime. Of note, Shiner outrushed Stamford 244 to 23 in the first half. The Bulldogs headed off the field looking for a better second half as Stamford head coach Wayne Hutchinson was talking to his quarterback Bo Wimberly.
We talked about at halftime, if we can just figure out a way to get some stops, touch the ball enough that we feel like, we were the only ones stopping ourselves early in the first half.
Three-piece, second half. Watch out for Stamford Bulldogs.
Bulldog fan and football parent Charlie Smith not giving up on his Bulldogs. Although Shiner showed no signs of problems early in the second half, an onside kick to begin the third set up Shiner at midfield as the Comanches proceeded to run off an 8-play drive. All runs to extend the lead. None of the first 7 plays was more than 7 yards. On the 8th play of the drive, the Comanches ran a reverse. Chad Newbauer took the ball and handed to Dadrian Taylor, who ran for 22 yards and a score to push the lead to 28-7 with 7:30 to play in the third quarter. Another look at the play shows that 10 of the 11 Stamford defenders were fooled. Only Bo Wimberly, the QB/defensive back, read it. Number 9, Gus West, was also fooled, and that caused him to take a bad angle on the tackle attempt. Wimberly just couldn't bring Taylor down. However, West would make up for that missed tackle in the fourth quarter. During the timeout, Wayne Hutchinson gave his team a pep talk, trying to fire up the Bulldogs. Well, what do you know? It worked, as Shiner would not score again, even though the Comanches ran for 377 yards in the title game. Wimberly finally got Stamford back on the board. This 19-yard scramble set up the Abilene area team on the 1-yard line. Wimberly pushes the pig-skinned object across the goal line for a score. 28-14, Shiner still on top. That drive, 6 plays, 62 yards in 49 seconds. The teams would exchange punts like they were Christmas presents, so it stayed 28-14 going into the fourth quarter, which had been Stamford's strong point all season long. This fourth quarter was all blue. The Bulldog defense would stop Shiner on 4th down at the Stamford 41. 3 plays later, the Bo Wimberly show made another appearance. He scrambles after the play breaks down. No one in purple can bring him down, though, and he eventually ends up in the Dallas Cowboys end zone for a wild touchdown to pull Stamford within 28-21. So how did that magic happen, you ask? Well, the high-angle look will show his secrets revealed. First, after rolling to the right, Wimberly sees no one open, so he pulls it down. He could have run up the middle, but 5 Shiner defenders were waiting for him. So he runs backward, then outside left. 2 Comanches run into each other, and a third can't close off the angle. Downfield, he turns right, then left. This fakes out number 33, Chad Newbauer. Number 19, Joey Overton, was also caught moving to the right and could not make the tackle either. A downfield block took number 11, Ernie Egan, out of the play. After that, it was clear running for Wimberly as he scores with 10:21 remaining. And Hutchinson says he and the Stamford faithful are used to it.
That's one of our sprint out passes. Our deep one was covered, James was covered, and Bo tucked it away, and of course, We call him Mr. Swivel Hips, and he just weaved his way through the secondary and then saw the end zone, and I mean, he got in it in a hurry.
Shiner ran a lot of clock on this drive, taking 6:42 and included a pair of 4th down conversions, but on 4th and 3 at the Stamford 41, Marcus Coleman got stopped cold and Stamford would take over. Shiner ran off 6.5 minutes without scoring, while Stamford had another 1-play, 9-second scoring drive. Wimberly hits James Washington for a 60-yard touchdown pass, the second Wimberly to Washington touchdown hookup, and suddenly the 21-point Shiner lead had totally evaporated. No TD breakdown needed on this one. Washington just runs right by 2 Shiner defenders and has more than 3 yards of space to make the catch and dance into the end zone to tie the game up at 28 with 3:35 remaining in the game.
Not really a breakdown in the secondary. We just haven't faced anybody that fast all year. And once he gets by you, there's no way you're going to catch him. We don't have anybody, with his speed. But at the same time, give the quarterback credit for making a perfect throw as well, because in high school football, that doesn't always happen.
Still plenty of time for Shiner to drive down and kick a walk-off field goal, right? But oh no! Marcus Coleman fumbles the non-circular shaped object on the first play of the drive. Gus West in the right direction to fall on the ball. In case you missed the Bo Wimberly show earlier in the game, he gave an encore performance. 7-yard run inside the Comanche 20 with 2 minutes remaining. One play later, Wimberly follows his blockers all the way into the end zone. Trust me, folks, he scored, and the Bulldogs had the lead with under 2 minutes remaining. The PAT, though, was blocked, leaving the door open for a Shiner TD and a PAT to still win it. Razzle Dazzle on the Boise State hook and ladder picks up a first down to their own 30. Another first down moves the ball to midfield. The door still wide open, but oh no, not again. Jacob Stafford gets picked off by James Washington. Already with 2 long TD receptions in the game. He showed the speed earlier. Now he shows the finesse as he runs all around the field. Well, while he's running, let me tell you, he had 3 TDs of over 50 yards. Okay, he finally scores and is completely out of breath.
I was excited when he caught the ball, and then he started running, and I'm like, I'm wanting him to get down, and then all of a sudden I was like, go score, and he scored.
Get that man some oxygen. Stamford fans don't want a gift card for Christmas, but another ring works. Time to get sized as Wimberly takes a knee to seal the deal. The 1A Division I school from Jones County scored the final 34 points of the game to beat Shiner 41-28. By the way, the Bulldogs outscored the Comanches 27-0 in the fourth quarter, despite holding on to the ball for only 3.5 minutes. The 5 offensive drives that ended in Stamford touchdowns took a total of 3 minutes and 49 seconds. Wimberly passed for 252 yards and ran for 115 more. That's a total of 367 yards, or more than 13,000 inches if you are counting.
We've been in this position before. We were down 21-7 last year, and we were able to come back. I said, hey, if we can just go out and take this first possession and go score, we can make it a 21-14 ball game. And obviously that didn't happen, and it kind of put us behind that 8 ball, but we found a way to get some stops later in the game, and I thought our offense started clicking and the momentum kind of changed. And if you can walk off that field the second half and tell yourself, honestly say, I don't have any regrets, then we're going to win the football game. I still don't know how they did it, but they found a way to get the momentum changed. They found a way to make the stops when we needed to make the stops, and they found a way to win.
Second half, we just came out. We had a mindset, and we came out ready to play, and everything was clicking. Momentum was on our side, and we can score fast, and we knew that. We just had to go out and execute, and our receivers did a good job of grinding down.
Once again, your final score, 41-28. Stamford makes it back-to-back state championships. The Bulldogs having been here 3 consecutive seasons, now with 2 in a row for head coach Wayne Hutchinson. Here at AT&T Stadium, home of the Dallas Cowboys, I'm Jeff Power for MaxPreps Sports, your leader in online high school sports content.